Suddenly, Jungkook throws him an access card so he can have a place to rest in the city. Jong-soo counters by saying he doesn't intend to stay long. He'll leave once he gets some food, the necessary supplies, and transportation. Somin asks him to wait. She's sure the restored government can provide more than just the essentials. He should reconsider before refusing. Jungkook advises the same. The entire city could be relocated to assist him if that's what he desires. Somin knows Jong-soo doesn't want to involve civilians, but she tells him they should think it over tonight. They move to an apartment, and after Somin takes a shower, she spots Jong-soo seated on the balcony gazing at the city. She approaches and sits beside him, asking if he likes canned peaches. Jong-soo stoically responds that sugar accelerates brain activity, and he's only eating them to think about how to kill the sword warrior. Somin tells him she wishes to know more about him, making Jong-soo get defensive. He wants to know what she means by that. Is she worried he might become like the other warriors? Somin dismisses his concern. Since they're going to work together, it would be good to call each other by name instead of just girl in the bomber jacket. She adds that he owes her that much, especially after leaving bruises on her face. Jong-soo introduces himself, and Somin follows, happy that he'll finally call her by her name. Somin extends her hand and Jong-soo follows, shaking it. That was the first and last time the two of them shared a moment like that. In the city's surveillance room, Jungkook is analyzing the footage of Jong-soo and Somin. He comments to one of his staff that it seems the rebel warrior is completely on their side. The worker confirms it. He didn't find anything suspicious in their conversation, so there's no reason to doubt him. Jungkook reveals that with Jong-soo, they now have 3 warriors on their side, and since the Golem and Sea warriors are dead, they only need to eliminate 7 more. An assistant mentions that 7 versus 3 is still a disadvantage, but they might have a chance if the warriors keep dying at this rate. Jungkook says that in that case, they might eventually return to a world of order, safety, and family. The assistant starts crying, overjoyed that their efforts are finally showing results. Jungkook tells her it's still too early to celebrate, but thanks them for their good work. He urges everyone to keep doing their best for the sake of the people and their families, unaware that it would be the first and last time their work would be praised. Out of nowhere, the entire building rumbles, and Jungkook rushes out upon hearing a loud noise. He glances at the city through a window and sees the shelter's roof breaking. Jong-soo and Somin also notice the sound coming from the surface. Jungkook can't believe what he's seeing. The roof explodes, creating an opening through which 8 warriors descend into the underground city. Jong-soo is shocked to see again the one who took his family from him. The sword warrior lands, shaking everything around him. A warrior with red bat wings follows. He's Hwarang-hong, the vampire warrior. A warrior with golden angel wings approaches. She's Hana Baek, the faith warrior. A pink-haired figure with a magical girl vibe appears. She's Yeren Ma, the magic warrior. A muscular man in a superhero costume identical to the fake one from before starts flexing. He's Uiho Jung, the real Iron Arm warrior. Songjun Lee reappears, the resurrection warrior. A masked man in traditional clothing joins them. He's Jisung Cheon, the martial arts warrior. And finally, the warrior in mechanical armor arrives. He's Garam Lee, the transformation warrior, waiting for Minsu Kim's orders. Minsu remains silent as the resurrection warrior approaches him and, with complete confidence, says the purpose should be obvious. He declares that Minsu wants everyone in the city to fall into despair. The transformation warrior accepts the command and enters an attack stance, deploying missiles from his back in what he calls Buster mode. He fires all the missiles, triggering numerous explosions throughout the city. Jungkook rushes back to the surveillance room, shouting at everyone to activate the city's anti-missile systems and turrets. But everyone in the room stands still and silent. He yells at them again, demanding they hurry up and activate the defenses. But in an instant, they all appear blindfolded, asking in unison if he believes. Jungkook is stunned, realizing that this is the Faith Warrior's ability. The Faith Warrior grins at the building as Jungkook's entire team begins acting like zombies, trying to bring him down. While attempting to hold them back, Jungkook calls his other teams, trying to deploy defenses against the warriors. He urges them to protect the rebel warrior and safeguard the people of the city as his zombified team begins breaking free. However, the artillery unit has already been defeated. The Iron Arm warrior grabs the communicator, telling Jungkook that his efforts are over while he starts dabbing over dozens of falling soldiers. In another building, we see that the intelligence unit was also wiped out, the culprit being the resurrection warrior, who congratulates them for managing to kill him twice. In the sky, blood slashes destroy the last helicopters of the tactical squadron, all caused by the vampire warrior. In just 3 minutes and 17 seconds, 13,700 people die. Suddenly, a spear infused with mana flies at Minsu Kim at high speed. Before it reaches its target, the martial arts warrior steps in and, using the Cheonma technique, deflects the spear with his bare hand. However, the damage isn't entirely nullified. His trembling hand is left drenched in blood. In the distance, Jong-soo appears, sprinting at full speed toward Minsu Kim after finally finding him. Minsu Kim glares at him, asking if he was the one responsible for breaking the chain of misery. Jong-soo stands before him. He's finally found the person who killed his family, the bastard who ruined his life, the one who destroyed the world he once knew. Jong-soo is trembling with fury. Now that his goal is within reach, what should he do? He clenches his fists and grits his teeth. This is the moment. Jong-soo is ready to kill him and end everything here. Raising his hand, he summons all his spears. Anseal, the shield spear, Yui, the earth spear, Ignite, the fire spear. These are some of the weapons that appear. A multitude more materialize, and Jong-soo grabs a few while the rest float around him as if guarding their master. Minsu Kim remains stoic and begins summoning Durankle, his sword. Harnessing the combined powers of his holy and dark spears, Jong-soo unleashes the sacred resonance, Union of the Void. He fires a devastating beam at the sword warrior, who is flanked by the faith and martial arts warriors. The attack is deflected by the sword warrior, carving a deep scar into the ground where the beam struck. However, the faith warrior was not behind him. After taking the full brunt of the blast, only her boots remain. Minsu Kim holds his sword, completely unfazed after blocking the attack. Meanwhile, the transformation and magic warriors observe the scene from a distance. They both remark that Jong-soo is actually a worthy adversary. Suddenly, golden fragments begin to coalesce, reconstructing the body of the faith warrior, who praises Jong-soo for the thrilling battle they're about to witness. The martial arts and faith warriors decide to retreat, acknowledging that this fight isn't theirs. Minsu Kim takes a battle stance, pointing his sword at Jong-soo, who mirrors him, gripping his poisoned spear. Jong-soo immediately hurls the spear at Minsu, who effortlessly dodges it. But that was part of the strategy. The spear begins releasing poisonous smoke. Minsu starts bleeding from his face, but with a swing of his blade, he disperses the smoke. In that instant, Jong-soo appears beside him, wielding his fire and ice spears. In that moment, Minsu lowers his sword. For a split second, he considered letting himself die, having seen grief in Jong-soo's eyes as deep as his own. But buried beneath that murder intent and thirst for revenge, Minsu sensed a faint glimmer of hope. He believed that Jong-soo was trying to find redemption through his death, and once his mission was complete, Jong-soo would finally find peace. Minsu clenched his sword once more, ready to punish his opponent for daring to seek happiness beyond his own. He activated the Eclipse mode of Durankle. Minsu's sword and Jong-soo's spears collide with tremendous force, releasing a shockwave of energy that triggers a massive explosion. After the impact, Jong-soo and Minsu lie on the ground, exhausted and wounded. Their weapons are completely drained of mana, yet their memories begin to surge, memories of the people they lost. Jong-soo refuses to surrender. He won't let go of the chance to get his revenge. He summons his dark armor, Didantium. Minsu follows, praying to the goddess Seraphine to grant him her blessing. Both Jong-soo and Minsu become enveloped in energy, condensing into full-body armor. Jong-soo radiates a dark aura, while Minsu glows with sacred light. Once again, they charge at each other, weapons drawn, clashing with overwhelming force, resulting in another colossal explosion. Jong-soo and Minsu hold their ground, neither yielding, proving that their power is evenly matched. The survivors watch the battle unfold. Hope begins to stir again upon witnessing the spear warrior in action. Some even believe he might have a real chance to win. Elsewhere, Jungkook appears with a few soldiers who manage to survive. Through the communicator, he informs the remaining troops that his last weapon is currently fighting the sword warrior. Their new mission is to distract the remaining warriors, even if it costs them their lives. Jungkook and his group continue moving until they encounter a grotesque monster with numerous faces and limbs. It appears his zombified team has fused into a massive creature due to the power of the Faith Warrior. The beast lunges forward, and Jungkook opens fire, without a trace of fear in his eyes. We return to the area devastated by the Iron Arm Warrior. No one has survived. He claims his actions are a form of enforcing justice. Suddenly, another explosion erupts where Jong-soo and Minsu are clashing, catching the Iron Arm Warrior's attention. Curious, he considers joining the fray, but before he can move, a missile hits him square in the back. A lone soldier with a bazooka shouts at him, ordering the warrior to freeze. The Iron Arm Warrior turns, his eyes burning with rage. The soldier opens fire with his gun, but the bullets bounce off, deflected the moment they touch the warrior. The vampire warrior also sees the explosion, surprised that the sword warrior is actually enjoying a fight. He rushes toward the scene, but a rock grazes his face, leaving a cut. More rocks come flying, hurled by a defiant group of survivors who dare him to suck their blood too. The vampire warrior fills with fury, mildly stunned by the group's boldness. We shift to the building where the resurrection warrior slaughtered the intelligence team, except for one survivor, who now creeps toward him from behind. As he gets close, the survivor leaps and begins choking the warrior. Elsewhere in the shelter, a group of survivors hurls Molotov cocktails at the transformation warrior, though he doesn't react, as if unaware of their presence. Back with Jungkook, he continues firing at the merged monster, but his efforts seem futile as the creature lifts him off the ground. Meanwhile, Jong-soo keeps thrusting his spear, but Minsu dodges each strike. The sword warrior clenches his fist and lands a powerful punch, sending Jong-soo flying. While airborne, Jong-soo grabs his earth spear and activates its earthquake ability. He hurls the spear at Minsu, who parries it into the ground with his blade. Instantly, the spear releases a deep, ominous sound. The ground begins to tremble, pulling Minsu's legs into it. Jong-soo seizes the opening and grabs his dragon spear. Activating the dragon's descent ability, he surrounds the spear with the spirit of a dragon and throws it at Minsu, triggering a massive explosion. Without hesitation, Jong-soo charges forward with his fragmented spear, determined to end it once and for all. The spear warrior activates all his elemental abilities simultaneously, combining fire, air, earth, ice, and lightning to summon elemental berserk. Minsu stands firm, holding his sword and commending Jong-soo's strength. However, he declares that it's still not enough. He activates Durankel's Daybreak mode, unleashing a vertical slash that cuts through Jong-soo's ability. In an instant, the ground splits in two, and Jong-soo's momentum comes to a sudden halt. The attack has pierced through his arm. The spear warrior collapses defeated as the sword warrior stares down at him, saying that his sadness is not deep enough. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.